Hi, I'm Steve Miller, and I'm going to show you how we make a favorite family recipe. We call it goulash, but I don't think it has anything to do with the official German version. Anyway, we'll show you how it goes. But anyway, it's relatively inexpensive, kind of cheap, it's fast, it's easy, and anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a bag of extra wide American Beauty egg noodles. This is a 12-ounce package. I've got some water boiling here, so I'm just going to pour this bag into this water and start cooking the noodles. The other thing I'm going to do is put in a little salt. So we'll just kind of salt the water a little bit. And then I'm just going to put in a little looks like I'm out, but usually we put a little drop of olive oil in it. It'll keep the noodles from kind of sticking together. So that's the first step. The second step is I'm going to chop an onion and put it in a fry pan. And then I've got about a little over a pound of ground beef. I'm gonna saute the onions first until they're kind of a little bit soft. And I put in a little butter to keep them from sticking together. And then I'll add the hamburger. So we'll go to that point and then pick up from there.
You're lucky to be sister, Grace. That's pretty awesome.
So what I'm doing, I've just got 3 little pads of butter. So I've got the onion chopped up into fine squares. I'm just stove on it. I can just hear it starting to sizzle. But what I don't want is I don't want the onions to stick to the pan. So the butter just keeps them from sticking. It gives it just a little bit more flavor, and it'll caramelize the onions. So what I've got is these have been cooking for about 3 or 4 minutes, but you can see they're starting to become a little bit translucent. The butter helps them not stick together, and they're not sticking to the pan either. Let them cook for a second, and then what you want to do is just rotate it. Just turn them over a little bit in the pan, stir it around, and then when it starts to look like this is when we add the hamburger. So we'll do that next. So what I've done is I'm just adding my hamburger now, and we're going to brown this hamburger with the onions. I've actually changed this so it's over a little bit higher on our stove. This burner has a little higher flame, a little bit bigger burner, so I'm going to turn up the heat and then brown the hamburger, or I should say brown the hamburger over a high heat. So we'll brown the hamburger and then go from there. Okay, so what we've done is we've browned our hamburger, and it's all cooked on a high heat, so it's ready to start adding other ingredients. What we like to do is we just like to drain some of the grease off. So push all the hamburger to one side of the pan and then just press it, and then the grease goes to the other side of the pan, and then we just spoon it out from there. So here are the ingredients that we're going to add to our hamburger. This is a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, and then I have a 10 3/4-ounce can of Campbell's tomato soup. And then I'm going to drain a can of whole corn, and then I also have a can 3.8 ounces of sliced olives. So essentially I'm just going to drain the olives and the corn and then add the soup and the tomato sauce. and then we'll show you what it looks like at that point. We're going to turn up the heat to like a medium, kind of a low, about a simmer. And then we're just going to stir in these different ingredients. So there's our tomato soup. Here's our can of tomato sauce. So we'll start with that, stir it in over medium heat. So this has just been simmering for a couple minutes, but what you want to do is just let it reduce down. It might be a little bit runny at first. Just simmer it for a second, let it reduce down, and it'll start to thicken up just a little bit. You just want kind of a not runny consistency. Not liquidy, not soupy, but rather more like a spaghetti type consistency. So once you're at that point, just go ahead and pour in the corn that's been drained, so there's no liquid in it. And then also the can of olives that's been drained as well. And so what you don't want to do is you don't want to cook these for a long time, because if you sit and stir and stir and stir these olives, they're going to break into really small pieces. So what you want to do is have your sauce ready, add the corn and olives, and essentially just fold those into the sauce. So you don't have to like stir for a long time, and so your olives don't break up. So this is just simmering lowly, and our noodles have been done for about five minutes or so. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drain these noodles and then add this to the pan of noodles, and I'll show you that in just a sec. So here's my pan of noodles. I've drained them. They're just a little bit damp. There was a little water left in the bottom, but for all intents and purposes they're drained. And then we're going to take this right here and just add it to our noodles. So we just kind of scoop it in to our pot of noodles. And then here's the other secret on the noodles, and that is you just want to have everything done. You want the noodles done, you want the sauce mixture hamburger done, and then you just want to fold this in two. If you stir it too much, your noodles are going to break into pieces, and it's going to be like a mush. So what you want to do is just gently fold the hamburger mixture into the noodles, and go from there. The last thing you want to do is just add a little salt and pepper. So people can salt and pepper their own. You don't want to go overboard. And then I've got some fresh ground pepper that we're going to grind over the top. If you want to feel adventurous, you could put, whatever you like into it, really. Chili peppers, whatever, floats your boat, and kind of do it however you like it or however you want it. But that is it. We are finished. We started at about 7:40. It's now 8:05, so it's 25 minutes from start to finish. And there we go. That's it.
Yum! Say hi, Grace.
Libby, how do you like our food?
It's delicious.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Grace, what do you think of it? Thumbs up. What do you think, Audrey?
The best thing ever.
Best thing ever, huh? Yum. Oh.